AngloGold Ashanti has a diverse portfolio of mining operations and projects on 4 continents.
It's done an enormous amount of reorganization, restructuring as well. Remember, it does have South African assets. Those are in sort of run-off mode, a couple of key ones being slated for closure. But its biggest international operations are probably the key here.
Market cap 52.4 billion rand, trading on a PE of 32.3 and a dividend yield of just over 1%. Does your impression of this company change given the fact that it is more gold focused?
Yeah, I think, between gold and platinum, I think you can evaluate each sector on its own merits. But if you look at this company compared to the other gold miners, for example, it's very geared, but they've been making the right move. So they've been cost cutting, they're deleveraging. They've sort of assumed that the gold price is going to be lower for longer. They're not looking for those sort of 2012 spikes anymore, and they've managed their operations accordingly. As Paul mentioned at the top, they're cutting down some of their South African operations. So I think they're slated to close Copenhagen, which has about 8,000 people at it, which again there's a lot of pushback from the Department of Mineral Resources around it. But overall, I think if you look over the last 3 years, their all-in sustaining costs have been dropping dramatically. There's been a little bit of a tick up now as they almost reinvest in some of their other operations. But overall, obviously run by Venkat, very good company, very
Venkat's
well
the
run.
only CEO who's got a name like J-Lo. It's like an abbreviation.
I don't want to butcher it.
Kanye. Venkat.
Srinivasan.
Srinivasaran.
Venkatakrishnan.
Venkatakrishnan.
Venkat is good.
Let's have a look at the share price graph just to give us again some context around our discussion.
So in 2016 the gold price had a bit of a surge, and that was all very exciting after the very depressed time, but it since has drifted away a little bit. But that's the key. Gary put his finger on it. They're trying to get the all-inclusive cost of production down to such a level that they can make money reliably, even at the current gold price of around 12,250. Because who the hell knows what the gold price is going to do next?
That is true.
You
don't know. It could go to $2,000 an ounce. There's also the positive side of the equation here, given the geopolitical concerns in the environment right now. We don't know what's going to happen with the world's largest.
What does drive the gold price, in your opinions, since we're...
Fear and GDP, weirdly. Yeah, so there's a wonderful book. It's written. It's the love versus the fear trade. So traditionally you would assume that it's fear. When things get worried, when there's geopolitical
But how much more fear do we need? We've got the North Koreans busy threatening to drop a bomb on Tokyo. Is that enough fear?
They could drop a bomb.
No.
Enough fear for what? Are you meaning to catalyze the gold price to rally to $2,000 an ounce?
So in what kind of scenario would we see gold?
It's over. We're $1,250 an ounce right now.
Of course, it's sort of been a bit higher, but not ever historically since about the 1980s has it touched 2,000.
Yeah, so you quite possibly you could see the gold price rallying, but at the same time, as we've seen rising GDPs in India and China, you've actually seen gold price appreciation that's highly correlated to that. So there's a good argument to be made. Gold is not just a safe haven asset. That the rising GDPs, more people with disposable income that can go and buy jewelry and that kind of thing does influence the Indian wedding buying season as well. So there's a lot that goes into the
Paul, now there we go. There's a good argument for gold.
So if housewives in India become a little bit richer, then they'll accumulate slightly larger dowries for their children and that sort of thing.
Gold is actually coming back into fashion.
Yeah.
The traditional yellow gold.
It's interesting you say, because everyone was saying that the movement was going to be to platinum, especially in China, and you've actually seen platinum jewelry demand for platinum jewelry in China coming off and gold jewelry increasing. So 100%
fashion,
right.
It's a fashion statement.
But again, to try and work out where the gold price is going to be, it's incredibly difficult.
What I do like about AngloGold Ashanti is that because of their global approach and because of their approach to kicking out assets that don't have the right kind of margins, they've ended up with a nice diversified portfolio of assets in Colombia and West Africa and South Africa and Australia and all over the show. So they run that very professionally. They've got a very tidy workforce, very strong commitment to technology and best possible practices in mining and so on and so forth. And as you say, this stuff's not going away anymore. It's a 50 billion market cap company. It's doing what it needs to do to trade profitably.
It has finally happened. You are starting to say something positive about gold.
There's the share chart. If you'd owned them any time in the last 5 years, you haven't really made any money. Is now the time to jump in? I don't know.
Gary, is it hot not?
Yeah, again, I have no problem with buying a gold miner because it is, as you say, it's a geared play on gold. If gold goes to $2,000 an ounce, if you buy an ETF on gold, you'll do far better in a gold miner. I think at this stage, especially, an unleveraged gold miner. So we still prefer, a company like Rand Gold Resources, which has no debt on its balance sheet. AngloGold debt to equity is still sitting at around 80%. So that just makes me a little bit concerned. I think they've got more work to do. Definitely heading in the right direction, though. Free cash flow is improving as well. So I think good things happening at the company. For us, not hot, because there's other things that are more hot.
Like Kruger Rands could be hot.
Yeah, but you're not going to get that geared play inside it. So
you
I think
want
but that's why you buy a gold miner. You buy AngloGold here, gold goes to $2,000 now, so it doesn't matter that it's the gear. You're going to get a huge return,
Hot,
much more
not
than a Kruger
hot.
Rand.
Did you say not?
No, not hot.
Not hot. Paul, hot, not.
I'm going to give them a hot, because we did last time when we covered this show, and I just think it's an operational exercise. I think they pull through this current environment.
You are backing Venkat.
Mm-hmm.